Hi everyone. I'm Jonathan's Media Shack here once again. And for today's video, I'm going to do a review, / rant, on Cool World, that came out in the year of 1992. So, anyways, enjoy. So basically what the plot for this movie is, after a bizarre incident, Frank Harris, who's played by Brad Pitt, is transported into the cartoon realm of Cool World, where the remains the only human among various animated characters for years. Eventually, artist Jack Deebs, who's played by Gabriel Byrne, also enters Cool World, and sets his lustful sights on his own creation, a blonde bombshell named Hollywood, who's played by Kim Basinger. However, excessive intermingling between cartoons and humans is said to lead to dire consequences, a risk Jack seems ready to take, and that's it. That's basically what the plot for this movie is all about. Now, what are my thoughts on this movie? Oh my god, this movie is just plain terrible. I'll tell you the reasons why. 1. The jokes in this movie, for one thing, are just too disturbing and inappropriate. All they ever talk about in this movie is just dirty stuff, and it's very uncomfortable to sit through, or even hear about. Unlike Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that one had so many hilarious, charming, and clever moments, and I have a great time watching it. But, with Cool World it just makes me feel uncomfortable. 2. I find the plot for this movie to be nothing but a pile of bullshit. And, it gets really confusing at times. I can't even tell if it's trying to be like a dirty movie, or is it trying to be funny, which it's not funny to begin with, or is it trying to be like dark at times? Yes, it gets very confusing of what it tries to be. It's like putting those three movie genders together, and put them in a blender, and make it look so confusing. This is just lame. 3. The music in this movie is very cheesy, and mediocre at best. 4. I find this movie to be absolutely charmless. In Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it had lots of charm, but Cool World had no charm whatsoever. Instead, Cool World had so many cringe-worthy moments that just makes me feel uncomfortable. Even if the characters just do random shit or jack shit throughout the film, it even comes out as anger-worthy at times as well, because it's not interesting at the slightest bit. 5. The animation for this movie looks absolutely sloppy. I mean, oh my god, this has got to be one of the sloppiest animation that I had ever seen. Who made this animation to begin with? Because, I can tell, that this is not only very shabby, and sloppy, and disgusting, but it is beyond effortless. 6. The cartoon characters' designs are just, plain, terrible. Some of them even looks like plastic puppet animation, and they look really ugly as well. 7. The backgrounds for this movie is really dreadful. 8. The editing for this movie is just poorly done. I mean, I understand that they were trying their hardest, but, I'm sorry, this is not good editing to me at all. It looked like that they were either in a rush, or it came out as unfinished. 9. The characters in this movie are just either dull, uninteresting, ill-mannered, bawdy, unfriendly, disgusting, cliché, ugly, or bland characters. 10. The humor is either grotesque, or very cheesy. 11. I find the writing for this movie to be a huge mess. I mean, literally, what the fuck is this shit? Is this how you make a classic comedy gold, with a messy writing? Absolutely not. I don't know what the hell they've been doing while writing it, but let me tell you one thing, this is just shameful. It felt like someone had spilled coffee on the writing, but then they didn't care, and took it, and gave it to the director, and he reads it, and he likes it, and uses it to make this fucking shitty ass movie called Cool World. Man, this is just ridiculous. 12. The villain in this movie is just so laughable, non-threatening, and really cliché. That villain didn't even do anything, but jack shit throughout the entire goddamn movie. That's not being a villain. Being a villain is doing something really bad, or menacing, like, say for an example, Snidely Whiplash ties Nell Fenwick in the train tracks, or the evil queen from Snow White won't stop at nothing, until Snow White is dead. That is what being a villain is. Being a villain is not about doing jack shit. This is fucking bullshit. And finally, 13. I find this movie to be one of the worst movie of 1992. I mean, hell, I would rather prefer Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Moulin Rouge from 2001, and even Sesame Street any day than this pile of bullshit film any day. And for my final rating for Cool World, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 7. What an atrocious cliché dumb film. So, anyways, that's all for today's video. See you guys later.